Hey y'all, it is Othania here with Create Your Future, and today I'm just going to talk about and get right into it how to constantly be chosen consistently. I feel like I've mastered that not only with my specific person, but I've mastered that literally wherever I go. People love me, people fall in love with me, um, and I always get great treatment wherever it is that I go. And how do I do that? It's because how I think about myself. And did I always used to think about myself in this way? Yes and no. Um, when there were times where my inner conversations. Okay, this is what you have to understand is your inner conversations. Your inner conversations are telling you what's to come. If you want to constantly be chosen by someone, you cannot. I'm telling you right now, you cannot think separation thoughts. Separation thoughts are anything that opposes you being loving in your mind with your person, or you being loving in your mind um, with what it is that you want. A lot of you are doing separation thinking and then wondering why more distance is being created as opposed to your person is coming closer to you and actually magnetizing towards you. And it is strictly because of your inner conversations, your inner dialogue, your thoughts, the things that you're thinking, the things that you're thinking that's making you feel a certain way. It's all part of the recipe um for what it is that you want. And if how you're thinking about yourself in relation to the things you want, and if you're having separation thinking, do not expect, or you should not expect, what you want to actually start coming closer to you. So you have to break down and take time to analyze, okay, what is it that's really going through my head about this subject? Okay. Oh, I think that my person wants to be with someone else. Oh, I think that every time I call my person and they don't pick up, that they with somebody else. Oh, I feel like um I'm just, you just feel like in general that you're not good enough. You're having a, a lot of frequent thoughts that are part of that I'm not chosen package. And that's where you are going wrong. And literally, all you have to do on a consistent basis, being easy with yourself, giving yourself grace, is start telling yourself a new story. If I'm telling a story, like say we're at a play, and the narrator is telling the story, right? You have your actors, and then you have your narrator that's on stage narrating the story as the actors are acting. If your narrator on the stage is narrating the story, and then all of a sudden the actors start acting different from the what the narrator is narrating, you're gonna be like, huh? What? This is off, this is wrong. And that's how life is. It doesn't go off the script. It does not go off the script. It's going off of your individual script. So, for example, let me give you another example. Say you believe something, but someone else comes up to you and tells you a different belief that is actually the okay. Say you think something, and then someone else comes up to you that actually thinks and knows something that's actually the truth, but you are not believing what this person is saying. And if you consistently believe what you believe instead of what this person is telling you, then what you will believe will come true at some point. As, it doesn't matter what this person was telling you, and it doesn't matter what the facts were. It all depends on what you are taking in as a belief, and that is going to push out. So you have to be like, okay, if I'm in separation thinking, how am I going to get my person? I need to get myself out of separation thinking and get myself into togetherness thinking. I need to start thinking about my person in the best ways, because if you're thinking about somebody in the wrong ways, how are you going to have a loving relationship with them? It doesn't matter how much you love them. If you're thinking about them and you're visioning and creating scenarios in your mind and ruminating on the past and replaying every argument and getting ready to prepare for the next argument, please let me know, how is that part of I am in love with my person and we are in love and we are happily together package? It's not. So you have to just snap out of it as much as you can and really start telling yourself and really start, bigging yourself up and really start being like, you know what? I'm not going to let anything stress me out. I'm going to just start loving myself more. I'm going to start thinking about myself better. I'm going to start thinking about this person better. I'm going to start thinking about us being in love. And let me just not think about what we used to go through, because if what these coaches are saying are correct, let me actually follow these directions. You really want to stop ruminating on what went wrong. But we had an argument and he said this, so that means that how am I going to move forward if he said this? Well, every second is literally a new canvas. But the fact that you keep ruminating on what went wrong before is like you keep painting the same canvas of an ugly picture that you don't like. It's actually you painting the picture and you keep wondering why the picture's coming out ugly. It's like you are the one creating the strokes. You are literally painting this picture and you hate it. Well, change the way you're painting it. Change the way you're thinking about it. It's not going to change until you change the way you're thinking about it. The mirror doesn't change. Only the object or the person in front of the mirror can change the reflection. Okay? Only the narrator can narrate the story, and then the actors do what the narrator is narrating. You get what I'm saying, guys? It's all based on what you're doing. You have to stop feeling sorry for yourself and find a way to feel the celebrity in yourself. You have to find a way to understand that you deserve no matter who it is that you want to be with. And the only reason why everything feels so crazy and feels like a nightmare is because you keep ruminating on what went wrong and you haven't found the way yet to snap yourself out of it and start to think more favorably and more favorably in your favor. You haven't hit the pinnacle yet. But when you do, trust and believe the wheels are going to be turning more, and what you actually want is going to be magnetizing to you instead of the old circumstances. Whenever I started to feel bad about myself, I've always noticed that, and not even like, well, let me not say that, but whenever I felt bad about myself, I've noticed that my relationships kind of went, because I always felt like, oh, what if they like somebody else better than me? And oh, what if this and this? My thoughts were not consistently loving thoughts. They went from loving thoughts, separation thoughts, loving thoughts, separation thoughts. And I couldn't figure out what was the issue until now. I don't have that issue, like at all. Like at all. Like my SP is someone that I used to date before. And when I say day and night, the way he treats me now is every is what I've been asking for since I've started dating and wanted to be married. I have it now. And why is that? Because I mastered myself. I mastered my way of thinking. I know that when he doesn't call me right away, he's busy. He's going to call me right back. And what does he do? He does exactly that. It's not no days later. And then I have to figure out, oh, why he's not calling me. No, I put the work in for myself and how I feel about myself and what I know that I deserve. I put that work in. So my reflection can no longer play me. My reflection has to be what I'm genuinely feeling inside about myself, and that's what it is. It's showing me how much I love myself now. And it's reflected through my partner. It's reflected through my friend group. It's reflected through when I meet strangers every day, no matter where I go. I get great treatment wherever I go. And it's been like that for a very long time. The only time where I've had like treatment go like a little dip down a little bit was when I was feeling crap about myself and and it reflected in my relationships. Or sometimes it will reflect um with my old friend group. And or sometimes it can reflect in your family. You start having arguments with people. Like, you never know. Sometimes you do know exactly how it will manifest, and sometimes you don't, but it will give you the same feeling of you not feeling yourself. The circumstances will show you, hey, this is what you're ruminating on in your mind, because that's all that it is. When you're going through things, especially with your specific person that you do not want to go through, you're ruminating in your mind about something that is not the best, and you haven't yet got control of that, and you haven't yet quite opposed it with the more favorable thoughts. And that's what you have to do. Instead of constantly getting mad at this person, instead of constantly verbally trying to tell this person to do something, and then you constantly telling them, and they're not changing, it's because you haven't fixed the story within yet. You haven't fixed that story, and that's where you have to do it first. You have to do that part first. Okay. It's kind of like an actor needing to remember their lines. You got to remember your lines. You guys are forgetting your lines. You guys are forgetting the script and wondering why the actors in your story, or the actors in your play, or the people in your experience are not moving to the script. You have not even remembered the script yourself. You have to know the script. Because how are you going to know what anybody else is doing? You have your script. When you have a script, when you get a script, you have your lines, and you can also see the other people's lines. And not only do you have to know your lines, but you have to know the other person's lines to know your cue. So you got to be aware of the lines and the script that you're giving people here, because this is where it's happening first. You are the Wi-Fi tower. Without the Wi-Fi towers, what signals are we really getting on our phones? So when you try to get a result, when you try to get a certain reaction, when you try to have a certain experience, but you have not corrected what's in here first, there's no other way it can happen for you if you haven't. In order for it to manifest, it has to be seen through you. You have to see yourself as the winner. You have to see yourself. You have to get to a point where you're like, all right, you know what? I don't care about the old story anymore. Literally, from this moment, from now on, I'm doing my best to affirm the best for myself. I'm doing my best to affirm the best for my person. And I don't need no evidence. Train yourself to not need the evidence, because always looking for the evidence creates more anxiety in the body, which I feel creates more doubt, and you're not even realizing what's happening. And next thing you know, you're in the old story again. So that's why I don't recommend looking for evidence, because it's going to pop up right in your face anyways. Okay. So the way to constantly be chosen is to constantly talk to yourself as the best thing ever. You guys are like, oh, my SP doesn't want to be with me, or I'm not good enough, or I never have the best relationships, or I have trust issues. I can't trust anybody, or who would want to be with me? Or I don't know, when it gets to 3 months, that's when things start going downhill. Or I don't know. I don't know if I could trust men in my family, because I couldn't trust my dad. My dad, cheated on my mom, and separation thinking. You have to be aware of what type of thinking you do. And once you do, and once you stop, and once you just, no matter what, go all in with yourself and with what you want, it's a guarantee. Because if life was playing out for you this whole time this way, and it was because you was thinking that way, then what do you think? The rules are just going to change and life is automatically going to become different once you start thinking better for yourself? No, the rules still apply, whether you're thinking bad or whether you're thinking good. But if you want to constantly be chosen, you have to see yourself being that. You can't see yourself with the love of your life traveling the world. Can you see yourself being the version of yourself that's like, you know what? I don't need to stress over if this person's going to call me or not. I'm good. I'm fine. I know they're going to call me back. And just imagine if you just stayed with that. You know what? I'm going to drop this old story. That's how I did it with my SPs, how I got them to change my SPs from my past. I snapped out of it. I snapped out of that depression I was in because of them, that I allowed myself to be in because of them. And once I did that, it was like my power came back instantly. I started feeling good about myself. In the next few days, they started coming back around. Guys, you got to feel yourself. You can't wait for someone to feel you and then be like, okay, I feel myself now because they feel me, because that's never going to happen, which is why it hasn't happened, because it's not going to. So you want to snap into it. You want to snap into you. You want to snap into the version of you that knows that I can have it all. I can, because you can. You just have to think more favorably about yourself in your head with the thing continuously. As long as you want to have it, you have to think that way. You have to think good about the things you want in order to have it. Imagine someone thinking negative about you and they coming up to you like, please fall in love with me. I love you so much, but I think you're an idiot. And I think that, and I always get upset when you don't call me back. And I always get super nervous. And I always think that you're never going to choose me. And I always think that I'm not good enough for you. But I want you to love me the best way you can. Even though I feel like I suck, I need you to love me. Or I'm going to break down and I'm going to self destruct. Do you guys hear how that sounds? And do you see why things haven't been in your favor yet? Because you're thinking of yourself like garbage. You have to think of yourself as a prize, because you are. This is life. This is a gift. And you are here to live out your joys only. You can live out the bad things, the messed up things. You can, if you want to, if you choose to, because it's a choice. But once you figure out, you know what, I'm going to acquaint myself with the better thoughts for these next few days, and I'm going to see what happens. You have to give yourself the chance to change without seeking the evidence. And when you get to that point, you are the master. You're already a master manifester, because we do this, we manifest by default. Even when we're not realizing that we're manifesting, we are manifesting. That is it. But when I say master manifester, I mean you're doing it consciously, deliberately, with the things that you actually want. Because all it takes is here to see yourself with it. What gives it a bonus is if you can actually feel it. Feel that feeling. What is it like to what does it feel like to be a winner? Have you ever thought about that? Those are the types of things you want to get acquainted with. And when you do, you will see the results. You will see your experiences start to shift right before you. You will see your person just automatically start to fall in love with you. Why? Because within has become loving. Before, within was separation. Before, within was disgust with self. Before, within was feeling like they weren't good enough to be chosen by the person they want to be with. But now you took the time to change that, and it's different. So what do you think is going to happen? Just ask yourself, how come people that don't get treated the best stay in a relationship? You want to know why? Because the person that they're with, 9 times out of 10, thinks of themselves so highly, because it's all about the self-concept that keeps the things in your life. Okay? So you gotta love yourself. You have to love yourself more than wanting that attention or validation from that person, because the irony is, when you do, that automatically comes to you with little to no effort, like me. And I go to sleep with no anxiety. I go to sleep knowing I'm loved. I go to sleep knowing I know how to do this for myself. And I go to sleep knowing that whatever it is that I want, I get it. At some point in time, I know I'm going to get it because that's all we get the evidence of, is what we constantly think about. So if you feel like you're ever in the need of coaching, I am available. And if you would like to know my availability, you can check that out in the link in the description box below. And Create Your Future also has a free course, and you can check that in the description box below as well. And also, before I get out of here, I have a bundle and I have some affirmation tapes. It's called the Ultimate Chosen One Bundle. And when I say it's going to radically shift whatever ways you've been thinking about yourself, is going to radically shift that. And you're going to get what it is that you want. The way that I created it, the way that I put together the courses, and the way I put together the affirmation tapes combined is going to do some major work, major self-concept work on you. So definitely, if you're interested in that, there's a link for that in the description box below as well. And yeah, just to wrap this up again, to always be chosen, you have to know that first before someone can show you. You have to make it your business to be like, you know what, I am going to just focus on thinking the best for myself, and I'm going to drop all this other stuff I've been doing that has been giving me so much anxiety. Because if you're still being a person that's filled up with so much anxiety, are you really changing yet? You'll know. The indication will be when you start to feel more neutralized and more natural. You want to feel natural with your love. You don't want to feel like you're trying too hard to get. You want to feel natural. And you feel natural with love when when you are when you reach a level of self-love with yourself. And you know you don't have to keep putting yourself in these positions to try to get something. It can be easy now. Okay? So I intend that this video has helped you. And yeah, until next time. See ya.